this week I'm looking at mid-year reset, a moment to pause to realign with what truly matters as we move into the second half of the year. This isn't about judging your progress or pushing harder, it's about checking in with yourself, your goals, your energy and your priorities, asking whether they still fit with the life you're living today. When we set goals at the start of the year, we do it with a certain mindset, a certain level of energy, a certain picture of what our life looks like then. But life changes, circumstances shift and priorities evolve. Sometimes the goals we set in January don't match the reality of July, and that's okay. A mid-year reset is about honesty. It's about asking what's working, what's been challenging, what have I learned, and what have I outgrown? What still feels meaningful? It's a chance to reconnect with the goals that still matter and gently release the ones that no longer align with the who you're becoming. Before you look forward, it's important to acknowledge what you've achieved. We often rush past our wins, the small ones, the quiet ones, and the ones that nobody else sees, but they matter. Maybe you handled a situation with more calm. Maybe you set a boundary. Maybe you stayed consistent with a habit. Maybe you simply kept going through a tough season. Celebration isn't about perfection. It's about recognizing growth. It's about saying, I did that. I showed up. I made progress. When you acknowledge your achievements, you build confidence and motivation and emotional momentum for the months ahead. If you revisit your original goals, not to judge them, but to understand them, what did you want then and why did you want it? Does that reason still matter to you now? Sometimes reconnecting with the why brings a goal back to life, and sometimes it shows you that the goal belonged to a past version of you. If the goal feels unrealistic, ask yourself, is it too big for now? Do I need more time? Do I need some support? Do I need to break it down? Or do I need to redefine what success looks like? Progress isn't linear, and feeling behind doesn't mean you failed. If your circumstances have changed, your health, your work, your relationships, or your energy, you're allowed to adapt your goals. You're allowed to shift timelines. You're allowed to choose what supports your well-being now. You're allowed to let go of goals that no longer fit your reality. Adaptation isn't failure, it's emotional intelligence. Once you've reflected, choose 1 or 2 priorities for the next 6 months. Just the things that matter now. The things that feel aligned, supportive and meaningful. A mid-year reset is about clarity, compassion and alignment. It's about choosing the path that supports you where you are now. This week, give yourself permission to pause, reflect, celebrate and realign. You're allowed to change direction, you're allowed to adapt, and you're allowed to begin again gently and intentionally. Have a great week. Take care.